do is do a little spoken word poetry for you. For those of you who do not know what spoken word poetry is, it's basically poetry that is written by a person. You talk about your innermost thoughts, your innermost feelings, and you just put them on paper. And I encourage everybody, like, if you have something on your mind, put it on paper. A lot of times you want to cuss somebody out. That's not something that we should be doing, but sometimes you feel that way. So what you can do is you can just put it on paper. So what I'm going to do is put it on paper, and then you can tear it up and throw it in the trash. That's how you do it. So what I would like to do is just share a few of my poems with you. This particular piece is called What Would You Do? And this particular poem came about is because I'm always telling people, you know, like if they're in the hospital or something, I'm going to come see you. And then what happens is I'm going and busy about life, and then I don't get an opportunity, and they may pass or get out of the hospital. So what I encourage you guys to do is, if it's somebody in your family's birthday or their anniversary or anything like that, sometimes you don't know if it's going to be the last time you're going to see a person, so just reach out to people, okay? Now, the first poem is called What Would You Do? Yeah, you see me shaking because I'm a little nervous. What would you do if someone passed away and you had no words to bring warmth and comfort when they were down and blue? What would you do if the calls that you made to them were far and between and few? What would you do if you didn't give a kiss just to let someone know just how much they were missed? What would you do if the sun was shining bright and you didn't have time later on to say the words goodnight? What would you do if you had the world at your feet, but didn't take the time to let someone know that there is nothing that will compete with your love for them? What would you do if you had the chance to do it all again? To give a smile, caress their face, and just to let someone know you think they're just great. So if you had the chance, what would you do? Now this particular poem is called I Surrender. I had a little situation with one of my family members, and I was so upset about the situation. I said, you know, I'm getting a little tired of this, you know, same thing over and over again. So, you know, one day after we had our little words or whatever, I went up into my bedroom, and, you know, I said, I'm tired. I want to be done of this whole situation, so it's called I Surrender. Anger, hurt, bitterness, and shame, I surrender. The lies, feelings of inferiority, I surrender. Blaming, shaming, maiming, gaming, taming with words, I surrender. Hostility oozing from the pores, I surrender. Bad memories and who's keeping score, I surrender. Selective amnesia to the 5th degree, I surrender. Toxic tongue, toxic body, no more, I surrender my soul. I don't care right now, but this particular poem, I want to talk to the women for a couple of minutes. I want the brothers to listen too, because you might learn something from this situation, right? I'm talking about a hot flash experience. Can anybody you know, sometimes I'm at work and I'm sitting at my desk, and all of a sudden, you know, the heat starts rising and it busts out on my forehead, you know, and then all of a sudden I'm talking to somebody and they just see me pouring, you know, with perspiration, you know. So I said, you know, I don't have time for this, so this particular poem is called I Don't Have Time. I don't have time for flashing, cashing, trying to mask in the heat that rise so unexpectedly. Where does this thing come from? Is it telling me to remember the heat of my last argument? Or is it telling me my soul is going to burn just like that if I don't get it right, despite the love I have for myself? And I wonder if I can calm it down. But then here it comes again to let me know that it is an inferno that shines so bright. For some, it's uncomfortable to sleep at night. And even a cold bottle of water sometimes can't get it right. Dew on the brow running down my back. Why is this happening? I didn't slack to tell the facts that consume my mind. I don't have time for washed out hair that shows the despair of beads of mist running down my face. And it has nothing to do with race. So I try to keep with this pace as I dare to stare into the universe wondering, when is it going to stop? I don't have time to gas the flash that makes us feel we're about to go up in smoke till we feel we are about to choke. So don't mind me, I'm just flash. This is another piece that's like really, near and dear to my heart. My husband and I, we just celebrated yesterday our 26th wedding anniversary. There you go. Oh, there you go. But anyway, this brother, as a matter of fact, on June 9th of this year, we'll be celebrating 31 years altogether. So that's a long time, and we've had our ups and our downs, but through it all, we still love one another, right? So this particular poem is called Meeting You. Meeting you has been a predestined experience. Long walks, feelings of knowing you forever. I feel when you're up, I feel when you're down. I know you as Nefertiti knew King Tut. Statuettes as the tallest building in the world. Your love reaches the heavens. A love that is so intense, even the paparazzi would respect what we have. Heart beating to the sound and echoes of fine music playing melodies of life. Your words incline to the stairway of my soul, waiting for you to unfold the silence. Eagerly waiting to open the chambers of your heart and hoping that we will never part. Poem for you for the evening, and I'm hoping you're enjoying everything. Now, this particular piece is very dear to my heart as well. This poem is called What If? And the reason why I wrote this particular poem is because I believe that women as a whole, we don't seem to treat one another right sometimes. We're supposed to be friends, but then we're friends and we're talking about one another behind our backs. You see a sister walking down the street and you can't respect how she looks, and then you want to give her a grizzly, things like that. So, I said, it's really a shame that we can't be more together. So most of my poems that I have written, they're really thought-provoking. It makes you think about something. So this particular poem is called What If? What if all women could compliment one another without some kind of deceit? And what if women could love one another without feeling they have to compete? And what if a woman could walk down the street with her man without feeling another woman is going to try to steal him on demand? And what if women could love one another for who she is, another woman for who she is? And what if women could stop giving one another the grizzly because they can? And what if women could admire another woman because she walks like she's the great I am? And what if women could trust one another by being the best of friends? And what if women could love one another so deeply they would never run? And what if women could just chill with one another and just have fun in the sun? So how about this? What if women could make a truce to always be free, to live in harmony with one another because we're sisters, you see? So the next time you see another woman, let her know that you care, just because she's part of the what if. Do it today if you dare. I dare you. I dare you. I dare you. I dare you. My name is the Poetess.
The Poetess. Come on, what if?